You don't like to trip up.
Hello everybody, my name is Doug. I'm your tram car operator. I'm going to trip up a mountain. We're going to be taking a 6,559 feet in elevation, up to 10,370 feet in elevation. It's about 4,000 feet of gain, so the air is going to be a little bit thinner. It's going to be a little cooler on top of the mountain as well. It should be pretty nice though. We're going to be going along 2.7 miles of cable at 13.6 miles per hour. That's about 20 feet per second. Fast enough to get us there, slow enough to go. Let's look at a few things. And as a matter of fact, keep your eyes open in this area out here. We saw a roadrunner earlier. He was being chased by a coyote on a rocket. I didn't see how it ended though. Actually, a few weeks ago I did see one who was carrying a rattlesnake, so that is true. They do eat rattlesnakes. Tramway was built in 1964. It took 2 years to complete and $2.1 million. They completed it and ran their first customer trip on May 7th, 1966.
Let's get up there.
So we're been running for 50 years. The equipment is all about that same year, same years old. So don't think about that though. No, good. Right about now, if you look outside either side of the tram car, you see a large hiking trail that runs from our parking lot to Tower 1. That was the original service road to build Tower 1. People do hike on it now. All the way up to the tower. It's actually pretty disorienting when you get to the tower. You can't really tell from this angle. That tower has an 18-degree angle toward Albuquerque to get a nice ride. At 232 feet tall, it was the tallest man-made structure in New Mexico when it was built.
Stop pushing!
There will still be a swing as we go up and over, though. So I'll let that catch you off guard.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared now! I'm scared!
Right about now, if you look outside my side of the cabin, over on that second hill over there, see a large rock right on top. It looks a little bit like a golf ball getting ready to get teed off toward Albuquerque. We got real creative. We call that golf ball rock.
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
Golf ball rock is over twice the size of this cabin. Depth perception gets a little tricky up here. If you look outside the side of the cabin opposite for myself, we just passed. There's large rocks sitting right on top. It looks a little bit like a cannon. We got real creative again. We call that Cannon Rock. And Cannon Rock, believe it or not, is about the same size as this cabin. It's actually a little bit larger. If you look up, you can see there's sort of a gap between it and the rock underneath it. That gap is wide enough for me to crawl through. I've done it. It's fun. I recommend it. Coming up on my side of the cabin, this large flat rock we're about to pass. It's called Large Flat Rock. You look at it, squint your eyes a little, have a little imagination. You can see a mouth, an eye, maybe a fin. That is Fish Rock, and Fish Rock is nearly 4 stories tall. In just a moment, we're going to be going over what we call critical points, the only part on the cable where we have to use duct tape. Really the only part of the mountain that we had to pull out with dynamite to make before the tram car. There are options for the tower or put one of the tower right out here in front of us. Naturally, they decided to blow it out because it's cheaper, faster, and a lot more fun to watch. If you look out in front of us, off on my side of the cabin, that area where it looks like there was a little bit of a rock slide, that is rock that was displaced by the explosion, and that is critical points. No other part of the mountain had to be adjusted to build the tram, although they did admit that this was one of the hardest trams.
It's more safer if we look on the camera.
See right here. To the side of the cabin opposite for myself, we're about the second ravine over there. See a large rock sticking straight up out of the ground. It looks like a finger or a chimney sticking up. It's a totem pole pinnacle. It looks like a bunch of smaller rocks stacked one on top of another, but it is one rock formation. It's a very unique formation due to erosion, and rainwater will get into cracks in the ground, freeze, expand, and knock some of the rock out. It's due to that unique appearance. As we get a little closer to Tower 2, if you look out underneath us, you'll notice that there is no hiking trail leading up to the tower. It's no service road. It would have been practical for them to build one all this way. It was easier for them to use helicopters to build Tower 2. It took about 3,000 helicopter trips to build the tower, and then another 2,000 to lay out the cables that were on. These cables weigh 52 tons apiece. If anyone in here has any helicopter knowledge, you'll know that a helicopter cannot lift 52 tons. So they attached the smaller cables to the big cables, used the helicopters to get crashed, and switched the heavy cables up the mountain. It was a pretty big ordeal when they changed them in '97. It took about 2 months to change out the cable. Look outside the cabin opposite from myself. This rock basically looks like the rock was scooped right out of the mountain. That was hit by lightning in the 1930s. Rainwater filled in cracks in the granite.
Mine is like that too.
Flash evaporated all of it. We got an estimated 500 tons of rock, which probably would have been pretty cool to see from a distance. We're slowing down right now. Somebody must have lost their happy thought, so come on, everybody, all together.
Go.
Slowing down and we approach Tower 2. Tower 2 is the shorter of the two towers. It's only 80 feet tall. It has 40 feet of structure inside the mountain and an elevation of 8,750
We're gonna hit a tree.
As we go up and over the tower, there will be another swing
No, we're not.
and a great view. Keep your eyes open. And right about now, I will ask the roll.
This is all I said.
These rocks out.
Oh my god.
You look out in front of us, you can see our other tram car coming at us. It looks like they're moving a lot faster than we are, but both tram cars are going the same speed. We're actually connected by the center cable, so we have to go the same speed. And as we pass, we'll mark our halfway point on our trip up the mountain. Of course, feel free to take pictures and wave as it pass. Used to wonder why they sit lower than us, then I realized these people were probably at the restaurant up here. They've had a big meal.
Good morning. I was trying to tell her.
All right, well, you're going to notice that we are slowing down again. We go down to half speed going over the towers. So we're slowing down as they go over the tower. This is a great spot to slow down at, though. This is our highest point off of the ground. We're nearly 1,000 feet in the air right now.
Oh.
If you're by a window, it's a great time to get right up next to it and look straight down.
Oh my god.
If you don't like the thought of being 1,000 feet,
Wait.